Ineos, you guys, you might be overfeeding us. Just around 2 or 3 days after we confirmed our interest on Benjamin Sesko, one of the best young strikers in the world, one of the most promising talents in the world, not more than 48 hours, Manchester United have confirmed their interest on Carlos Baleba of Brighton. Carlos Baleba, man, in big 2025, Manchester United are interested with one of the best midfielders in the Premier League, Carlos Baleba. Ineos, if you pull this one off, congratulations, man. I will just change my trajectory on what I think about you, and all of a sudden put you up there. All those protests that they'll be putting at Old Trafford this season, in case of anything, I'll be against that. If you bring Baleba to Manchester United, I'll be against all of that, man. Because wow, just look at a team. We'll have Lenioro, one of the best young defenders in the world. Patrick Dogu has mad potential on becoming one of the best left wing backs in the world. If he can pull performances the way he was pulling in that preseason tour, then at the midfield, I cannot forget about him, man. Kobe Maino. You have Kobe Maino in the same team. You have Lenioro in the same team. You have Patrick Dogu in the same team. Then you are adding Benjamin Sesko and Carlos Baleba. This is how rebuilds are made. I know in the terms of Benjamin Sesko, I talked about it. There are a lot of people who are against the signing of Benjamin Sesko, saying that you are making the same mistake we did with Rasmus Hojlund. But all the rebuilds that are happening in the Premier League, you use young players. Manchester City, they gathered a group of young players. Liverpool, they gathered a group of young players. Even Arsenal, they are rebuilt. Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard, Saliba, Gabriel Mihalis. After all that, know that you have gathered a group of young kids who are ready to die for you in the pitch. That is when you might go out and bring the likes of Gyökeres. Guys who have already proven themselves in other league and other teams. You just bring them to your club as the final chip for you to win trophies. But coming back to Carlos Baleba, I really think highly of Carlos Baleba. I really highly think of this guy, man. I think he's the midfielders, the types of Caicedos. Chelsea have the Caicedo, Liverpool have the likes of Gravenberch, Arsenal have who? Declan Rice, Manchester City have Rodri. It is only Manchester United that will lack that DM who can take us to the next level. That DM who, when everybody sees him in that middle of the park, they fear him. So, bringing Carlos Baleba in that team, it will be a good additional. But even Ruben Amorim himself thinks highly of Carlos Baleba. He have been heard this season or this summer, a couple of occasions, people close to him saying that Ruben Amorim views Carlos Baleba as that type of midfielder that really suits his system, that type of six that can really do that work in that midfield the way Ruben Amorim wants it to happen. And look, if Manchester United can bring Baleba to Old Trafford, we are all happy. We'll be excited, man. We will be excited because all this summer I've been hearing this gimmick of Manchester United are broke, and it is not only this summer. Some few summers, last summer, the summer before that, you are hearing Manchester United going into the transfer window. All these journalists are coming outside and say, look, Manchester United only have 120 million to spend this summer. That is what they were saying before this summer started. And fans were confused, wondering how is Ruben Amorim going to have his rebuild if you're only allowed to spend 120. Look, Matheus Cunha is in the club. Brian Bumo is in the club. Now Benjamin Sesko is potentially on the way. And now, according to David Ornstein, the club that is broke, the broke club in the Premier League, Manchester United, have initiated a talk for Carlos Baleba, one of the best young midfielders in the Premier League. Carlos Baleba, I remember the name. And for Carlos Baleba, man, I don't want to hear this gimmick from rival fans saying that he's not a good player all of a sudden. He's not a good player. He will not suit at Manchester United. He will not work at Manchester United. Manchester United is a graveyard of career, blah, blah, blah. We don't want to hear that because every fan who was watching Carlos Baleba last season in that midfield with Brighton, he was saying that this kid deserves a big move. This kid is the cheat code. This kid is one of the best young midfielders in the world. Now, because he'll be playing for Manchester United next season, potentially, you might hear some people saying, whoa, Carlos Baleba is not a good midfielder. Carlos Baleba this, Carlos Baleba that. But deep in your heart, you know the type of player Manchester United are getting. And how he's going to fit in Ruben Amorim's system. Well, you know Ruben Amorim will play the 3-4-2-1, 3-4-2-1. And basically those two, the two in the middle of the park are the midfielders. And Manchester United fans, we've been complaining that if Bruno Fernandes will be playing in that deep role in the middle of the park, We need a midfielder who can do all the dirty work. We need a midfielder who has legs, who can tackle, who can get at least 90% of ball recoveries, who is good on the ground. When Bruno Fernandes tries to create all those chances up front, when Bruno Fernandes flashes those passes up front, Bruno Fernandes is a guy who likes to risk. When he risks a pass and all of a sudden Manchester United were gotten on a counter-attack, well, there's a guy at the middle of the park who can do all the job, can recover the ball for Manchester United, can do all those ground duels in the middle of the park. That is all we needed. Because in that game against West Ham, that preseason game, we saw Thomas Soshek driving, then just releasing the ball to Jared Bowen, and just like that, Manchester United conceded a goal. The reason why we wanted a type of midfielder who is very good at that midfield, not just in passes, not just good in close spaces, because if it is good in passes and close spaces, we have Kobe Mino for that. But we wanted that type of midfielder, the Caicedo midfielder. You understand what I'm talking about? The Caicedo midfielder, the Declan Rice midfielder, or at least the Thomas Partey type of midfielder at that Manchester United midfield. And luckily, Manchester United have gotten that. So with Carlos Baleba in that middle of the park, maybe he'll play alongside Bruno Fernandes. Maybe Ruben Amorim will say, well, he should play alongside Kobe Mino. Maybe he'll play alongside Manuel Ugarte or even Casemiro. But whoever partners Baleba in that midfield, he's safe, because we all know what Baleba can do at the middle of the park. We all know what Baleba can do, man. Whether you put Casemiro in that midfield, because Casemiro, no, he can't run. His legs are heavy nowadays. It is not like the prime Casemiro when he was playing for Real Madrid. Even you put that Ank there with Baleba, Baleba will do all the job. When you put Kobe Mino in that, Kobe Mino is very good in close spaces, close passes. Like Kobe Mino is very good on the ball, is very good at driving forward. If you put Kobe Mino with Carlos Baleba in that midfield, Kobe Mino drives forward, gets the ball and dribbles forward. Carlos Baleba is still at the middle of the park. So I'm really excited to see how Carlos Baleba will play at Manchester United. It is not done yet, but I'm really excited. This is how desperate I was for Carlos Baleba to come to Manchester United, because us as Manchester United fans, it is like we manifested this move. We manifested Carlos Baleba coming to Manchester United. So I'll be very happy. I'll be one of the happiest dudes in the world if we just manage to get Carlos Baleba to Manchester United, which I know it is just a matter of time, just technicalities. I hear that Brighton want 90 plus 10 add-ons. Well, Christopher Vivel and all those guys, I know they are very good at negotiating, and they'll negotiate with Brighton. That guy at Brighton is very tough. You see the way they did to Chelsea, around 100 for Caicedo. Liverpool paid around 68 for McAllister. You have given Liverpool the midfielder. You have given Chelsea the midfield. Now it is our turn, Brighton. It is the turn of Manchester United. Give us our midfielder. Give us Carlos Baleba. Let me know what you think about Carlos Baleba coming to Manchester United. And I know all you guys are excited with this transfer. So let me know, how excited are you with Carlos Baleba coming to Manchester United? It is not done yet, but we all know it is just a few formalities, add-on salary and all that, and we all know personal terms will not be an issue in this deal. The real issue, it is dealing with the Brighton Football Club, of which I hope it will happen faster, it will happen soon, and we will have our player Carlos Baleba at Manchester United. And Brighton, don't do us that. Just release the kid, release him from jail and bring him to one of the biggest clubs in the world. And Onana, that Baleba is your Cameroonian guy. Mbumo, that Baleba is your Cameroonian guy. So make sure you pull some strings, man. Make sure you speak that French that you speak in Cameroon, and make sure you bring Baleba to Manchester United. Make sure you use that language which you use in the streets of Cameroon, man. Just remind him you are coming in Manchester United and we'll have your two brothers there. If Onana can manage to bring Baleba to Manchester United the way he was urgent Onana in the deal for Mbumo, give Onana a contract extension at Manchester United. But all that last part on Onana contract extension, it was a joke. But all in all, I'm excited to see Baleba. How excited are you to see Baleba at Manchester United? How are you excited to see these young promising talents at Manchester United? Kobe, Yoro, Baleba, Benjamin Sesko, all playing for the biggest club in the world. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to leave a sub and like. Peace.